Hey, what's up? I'm Ed, and yesterday was the 10th anniversary of one of the best films ever made, The Dark Knight. Now, The Dark Knight, if you don't know what it is, you've been living under a rock. The Dark Knight is the second installment in the Batman trilogy by Christopher Nolan. I'm a huge fan of it. If you look, I have the posters above. Now, it is essentially about crime in Gotham and Batman trying to stop it, and basically the crime and cop drama, and then a new crime boss comes in town named the Joker, played immaculately brilliant by Heath Ledger. May he rest in peace. Now, this movie is not just a great comic book movie. It is just a great movie. The cinematography, the writing, the directing, the acting. Christian Bale is a very good Batman, a very good Bruce Wayne. Of course, in my opinion, I think the best Batman and Bruce Wayne is Ben Affleck, but we're not going to talk about that. All the other side characters, like Morgan Freeman as Lucius Fox, Michael Caine as Alfred Pennyworth, Gary Oldman as Commissioner Gordon, but Heath Ledger as the Joker. Now, I know what you guys are going to say. Oh, Ed, you're so obsessed with Jared Leto's Joker. You probably like him better. No. Heath Ledger's Joker is the best portrayal of the Joker ever put on screen. And probably the best portrayal of a villain ever put on screen. I mean, the way he just has little ticks, licks his lips, his voice, his laugh, his mannerisms, his dialogue. His dialogue is so gripping, so just immersive. And the way he's just completely and utterly fucking psychotic. He changes his scar story twice. So you're like, what's his backstory? Why is this guy so batshit? And see what I did there, batshit? And just how in depth Heath Ledger got into his role. I mean, if you've done any research, you would know that he locked himself in a hotel room and wrote a journal in the Joker's persona. And it literally drove Heath Ledger insane. He was abusing painkillers, and he decided to overdose on painkillers, henceforth killing himself. And Jack Nicholson warned Heath Ledger when he got offered the role to be careful, this role will get to you. And the thing about the Joker that makes him the best villain ever is his motive, is chaos. It's not money, it's not greed, it's not love, it's just chaos. The scene that just totally shows how chaotic Joker is when he's sliding down the 8-foot mountain of money, or maybe it's 12 feet. It was a pretty big mountain of money. And he burns the pile of money, tells the mob boss that he's going to cut him up into tiny pieces and feed him into his pooches. And then he says, it's not about the money, it's about sending a message. And just everything he does is just crazy. He just provokes people. He provokes everyone. Not just Batman, not just the cops. He provokes the citizens. He changes the White Knight, Harvey Dent, played by Aaron Eckhart, he becomes Two-Face, and he becomes this guy going on a revenge mission for the death of Rachel Dawes, played by Maggie Gyllenhaal. Like, this movie is just, there's so many things going on, but it's like you can follow it easily. It's like a masterpiece. Now, I know I say a lot of movies are masterpieces, but this movie was the first masterpiece I ever saw. I remember 10 years ago seeing this movie, and I was just like, wow, holy shit, this movie's, it's fucking beautiful. Like, we don't get, like, I mean, we've had a few good, pretty close movies like The Dark Knight. Like, Infinity War is pretty close. Logan was very close. But The Dark Knight is one of those movies that leaves this really good taste in your mouth where you're just like, you know, this is what cinema should be. It shouldn't be like the fucking Emoji Movie where it's just, I'm not even gonna get started with the Emoji Movie. I haven't seen it, but I hear it's just dog shit. And, you know, just people working hard to make a great movie. Like, nowadays, like, comic book movies are trying so hard to have the best special effects, the best explosions and all that junk. But what made The Dark Knight so good was, as I said, the writing, the directing, the acting. Like, those three things are key parts to make a great movie. So, yeah, like, I'm gonna say this is my number one favorite comic book movie until I die. And Heath Ledger is gonna be the best Joker portrayal until I die. Who knows, maybe Joaquin Phoenix would beat Jared Leto and the number 2 best Joker portrayal. But for now, it goes Heath Ledger, Jared Leto, Mark Hamill, Jack Nicholson, Cesar Romero, even though I haven't really seen Cesar Romero. But yeah. Well, yeah. Heath Ledger he just amazes me. Like, that interrogation scene is probably one of my favorite scenes of the movie. Like, the way he called it, everything, all the aftermath that happens in The Dark Knight Rises. Like, the whole trilogy's great. I'm glad I got a special edition. Christopher Nolan does no wrong. Anyways, if you haven't guessed already, I'm gonna give The Dark Knight an A+. It's great. It's perfect. If you still have not seen The Dark Knight, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but please go see The Dark Knight. Rent it, buy it, or just buy it. Spend the $20 or $15 to buy it, because it is worth that money, and everyone loves The Dark Knight. Anyways, until next time, I'm Ed Guiltinan, world's shittiest amateur movie critic.